Good evening. Welcome to the early show. You know what? I'm going to take this calendar down. I don't need that calendar up. We all know what day today is. It's Friday the 13th. Friday the 13th. Welcome to the LeBrain Train. 2,000 words or more with me, your host, Mike Ladano. First sip. Tastes good. That is called Columbia by Nespresso. And this is called Orange Crush. Welcome to the show. We're going live early tonight because we have lots of goodies to show off. And let's just get right to it. First of all, before we get into the goodies, actually, 6 degrees of separation, or maybe 2 degrees of separation. There's a Twitter kerfuffle with Paul Stanley from KISS. He was complaining about an article on a website called Quora, where a vocal coach, or a guy claiming to be a vocal coach named Kevin Richardson, I believe is his name, something like that, is talking about how he was a coach for Paul Stanley and how Paul Stanley was a very stubborn student and all this other stuff. And Paul Stanley went on Twitter to say, this is BS. I don't know who this guy is. I've never heard of him. I've never taken lessons from him. So, you know, if he's using my name to like sucker you in for vocal lessons, and it's BS. And the way that I'm connected with this is that original post on Quora where Kevin Richardson is claiming to be Paul Stanley's vocal coach was inspired by an editorial that I wrote in 2012, questioning Paul Stanley's vocal abilities at that time, which were starting to get really, really, really rough. So I wrote an editorial about this. And again, this is 8 years ago that I wrote it. And it went on this website called Quora, and somebody asked, hey, what's the deal with Paul Stanley's voice? And then this guy, Kevin Richardson, answered the question with his thing about being Paul Stanley's vocal coach. And it was BS, according to Paul Stanley. But anyway, that's my 6 degrees of separation with Paul Stanley this week. Kind of cool. Kind of cool, I guess. Yeah, so let's start. We'll just reach for the top of the pile here. Got a parcel in from CD Japan this week. And in that package, there were 3 CDs. The main reason I placed this... Oh, sorry, there were 2 CDs. This one's from another delivery. There were 2 CDs in that package. And the reason I placed the order was to get this, which is the new Stryper album, Even the Devil Believes, featuring the bonus track, This I Pray, acoustic version. Hey, buddy, how are you doing?
I'm super fantastic. How are you?
I'm okay. Did you see my Stryper?
I see it now.
How's the bonus track, This I Pray, acoustic version?
Nice.
This is the, I guess, debut solo album by Corey Taylor from Slipknot and Stone Sour.
Okay.
And the album is called CMFT, which you know what that stands for. Given that his name is Corey Taylor.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there you go. This one has the bonus track, Black Eyes Blue, some kind of alternate version. I can't read it because the actual title is covered up by the Obi strip.
Oh.
But the reason I bought this is because that song, Black Eyes Blue, is amazing. I've been hearing it on the radio, and it's like straight ahead hard rock. It's not Slipknot. It's not Stone Sour. It's nothing like those groups at all.
Right.
So why not, right?
Cool.
You remember Steph Hond that we had on the show a couple weeks ago?
Yeah.
This is his band, Now or Never, their 3rd album, Now or Never 3. Just received that directly from the band, so I'm looking forward to... I've already heard the album, but I'm looking forward to hearing it properly.
Nice.
From Amazon, I received The Raging Wrath of the Easter Bunny by Mr. Bungle.
Oh, okay.
This is the only new arrival that I've played so far, and it's brilliant.
Yeah.
Has Scott Ian from Anthrax on rhythm guitar,
Nice.
Dave Lombardo from Slayer on drums, and it's all thrash, it's all strange, and I just love it. I've been loving it.
You had me at Scott Ian.
Perfect. And then I kind of want to save this. If Tyler Weber is there, Tyler Weber, if you are there, please say hello. I'll save that.
Of course.
I don't know. Do you know anything about Star Wars video games?
Yes.
Okay, well, this guy's a game exclusive scout trooper that comes with like an electro staff.
Okay, which game?
I have no idea. Oh, there it is. Jedi Fallen Order.
Okay, yeah.
You familiar?
So that game is like, have you heard of the game Dark Souls?
No.
So that game, Dark Souls, is like notorious for being difficult.
Okay.
And they made a Star Wars game that's like that. Like that game.
Well, that tells me to stay away. There's Tyler Weber. Hello. Okay, Tyler, this one's for you. That tells me to stay away from that game, Kevin, because I get frustrated easily.
Yeah, it's easy to get frustrated with it.
So a few weeks ago, Tyler asked me if I could send him some Max the Axe music. And I'm like, yeah, sure, why not? It's not like you can get the CDs directly from the guy himself anymore. They're all sold out, right?
Right.
So, you know, Max, if you're watching, yes, I did share your music. But Tyler said, I'm going to send you something in return. And I'm like, okay, cool. And I completely forgot about it, okay? Completely forgot that he said this. I received a CD in the mail from Germany yesterday.
No, don't show your address, eh?
That was stupid. I received a parcel in the mail yesterday from Germany.
There you go.
And inside it was a band, Pain of Salvation, which I'd never heard of. And I'm like, I don't remember ordering this. And I started to get really panicky. And I started checking my PayPal account, checking my credit card, checking my Amazon, everything I could think of checking. And I'm like, I'm checking my emails to see if Pain of Salvation is in any emails, or if this record label, Welt Records, is in any emails. Can't find anything. I'm like, what in the hell? Where did this come from? Why is it in my house? And then Tyler Weber's like, hey, Mike, you received my Pain of Salvation CD that I sent you. And I'm like, oh, shit. Thank God. So apparently these guys are like really heavy and like comparable to like a Dream Theater.
Okay.
Is what I read. Like heavy progressive metal.
Okay.
So Tyler Weber thinks I'm going to like this. And I'm really glad that there we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, anyway, thank you, Tyler, for this. Thank you so much. Also received today the AC/DC light box, which was expensive, but the only copy left at Walmart. There it is. There it is.
And I guess you haven't opened it yet.
No, I literally just took it out of the bag. The bag is wet with rain.
It was very nerve-wracking opening it, because for some reason they put, so the button to play it, I don't know if I should play any of it because you might get a copyright on it, because it actually plays.
That's what I was thinking, yeah.
But the button for it is right here, and they put a big piece of cardboard over top of it, I guess, so if people can't press the button. Okay. And I wasn't sure like what it was, if it was part of the thing or that. So there was a stressful few minutes on what I was supposed to do with that extra piece of cardboard. But it's kind of cool on the side how it opens up, and there's your disc right in there. Nice.
Does it come pre-charged?
Yep.
Cool. Yep, is there like a USB cable in there?
Yes.
Oh, cool.
It's just a USB cable, though. It doesn't have the power adapter, so you have to plug it in somehow to charge it up eventually.
Hello.
I only have one more thing to show off here, but it is a preview. It is not just a parcel, but it is a preview. This is funky. There we go. Big envelope. This is what I will be wearing on next week's show.
Oh, nice.
Sudbury, make your skin vibrate, because we are having the author of No Sleep Till Sudbury, Mr. Brent Jensen, on next week.
Nice.
Yeah. Thanks, cool. Deep, for hooking that one up.
Well, you have a couple of Sudburys right here.
I know.
Yeah. Although we sleep when we're in Sudbury.
maybe one of you, but I know for a fact you're not sleeping. I've seen your schedule.
Yeah. I do have something to show.
Okay, let's see it.
I know you'd be right into this, Mike. Even if I tell you where it's from, you'll know exactly what it is. So
Don't show your address.
No, I'm sure it's on this.
Like I just did like 10 minutes ago.
Oops.
I'm easy to Google, so I guess it's no big deal.
Yeah.
I was just telling Kevin about how I received a mystery CD in the mail from Germany, and I could not figure out why I had it, why it arrived here. And I was thinking it was something like that. Like somebody looked up my address and sent me a CD.
Like no return address or anything?
It came from a record label in Germany, but I checked like every account that I have, and I couldn't find any transactions. But it was a gift from a buddy, and I just forgotten that he said that he was going to send me a CD. It was just like a very brief conversation several weeks ago, and I completely forgot. But I was panicking, like somebody figured out my address, which honestly, it's not hard, I guess. But
it's like when Aaron bombs you with a mail order. Like it's all of a sudden Aaron sends you something, and it's like, and it was some random comment that you made on his blog or he made on yours or whatever, and you get this. Oh, thank you. You know,
he remembers.
Yep.
He remembers birthdays. He remembers everything.
All right, Mike. I'm gonna pull it out slowly. And
is that what she said?
No. And this is a family show.
That Aaron's line? That's Aaron's
family show.
Sarah Sinister, pleased to meet you.
Here's your full name too. Gee.
There was the whole brouhaha a few months ago about how it's pronounced. Remember?
Yeah. Well.
Okay, so let's see how fast you can get it. You'll probably get it very quickly.
Okay.
If it shows up.
I'm going to make the screen big.
Okay.
Oh, it looks like Storm Force. It is Storm Force.
Yeah, you see, you got it right away.
It's the autograph Storm Force.
That's right.
Nice. Sweet.
That came in just today.
That is sweet.
So that's all you, man. All your posts.
No, you know why? It's not all me, because Deke was a big part of that. Deke was the initiator.
Right.
Rosanna's checking in from Brazil.
Very nice.
He is wondering if the Mr. Bungle was like SOD, and I don't think it's like SOD necessarily. I mean, it's got the speed of SOD, but the songs are longer. It's harder. I mean, it's Mr. Bungle. And hello, Sarah. Kisses from Brazil.
Obrigada. That's all I know.
Well, more than I know.
So we are awaiting the arrival. We're doing an experiment tonight. Oh, Sarah, you can say hi to my mom.
Hi, Bonnie.
We're as you know, but as the audience might not know, we're doing something different tonight. We're having on Mr. Geoff from 1001 Records in 10 Years, who is he did a phone interview with me like back in May or June. Remember when they were doing those all those videos for the healthcare workers? They're doing videos every day. So I did an interview with him about that. But this is going to be his first visual appearance.
Cool.
And what we are going to attempt to do is we are going to attempt to read all these lists of wonderful Zeppelin tunes that we have. And Geoff is going to attempt to graph them live and provide us visual feedback as we go. See if there's any albums that are in the lead. See if there's any songs that are cropping up more than once.
Wow. He's going to be like John King on CNN. He's going to be at the board.
He's our own John King. And now I'm not sure what this means. Hi, Sarah Goldberg? What does that mean? Does that mean it? I don't know.
Last name? I don't know. You said your last name. I don't know.
It wasn't Goldberg.
It was nowhere near that.
I have no idea. Maybe I thought it was like a TV reference or something. Apparently, I don't know. Okay, so that was strange. My mother's confusing me.
Maybe she tagged somebody that she's friends with named Sarah Goldberg. I don't know.
It could be. Yes, that's probably it. And Chris Sarr wants to know what's with my name.
Michael Jones.
I don't know how to explain this any more clearly, but the bass player from Led Zeppelin is named John Paul Jones, so I decided to be Mike Paul Jones. And I'm wearing
Jay Leno. Has to tell the joke.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yep.
Hey, did you buy that at Giant Tiger by chance?
I bought that at where Jen buys my gifts.
Okay.
True story, Sarah. True story.
Because I saw the same one at Giant Tiger a couple of weeks ago, but it was like XXX large. And I'm like, okay, well, we can't. Nobody I know fits in that. So.
I would have fit that.
You can make it fit. You can make it fit. But true story, I don't think, aside from like the odd rock shirt, like that No Sleep Till Sudbury one that I buy myself online, there's not a single article of clothing that I own that I've purchased for myself.
Oh.
I don't buy it. Sarah and we don't buy clothes for each other. I don't buy clothes for her. She doesn't buy clothes for me. Well, sometimes she'll buy a sweater.
A nice sweater.
Or something like that. But and sometimes t-shirts. But
t-shirts if I find them.
Yeah.
But,
nice. Yeah.
Well, for the most part, it's just I just give her money and just go and buy what you want to buy. Because I never know what to buy.
I'm sure Jen knows this too. Like shopping for women now is awful. Like all our stores are closing down and there's nowhere to buy anything. So
yeah. Okay, and my mom has confirmed that it was just an autocomplete.
There you go.
Because I was gonna do a health and safety check on my parents after the show. And Chris confesses that he's not a Zeppelin fan, so I really appreciate him watching tonight. That he's even watching at all.
Maybe we'll make him one.
I hope so. I only wish that we could actually play some music, but we know. But I will say this because we still got a few minutes before Geoff gets here. I want to say a big shout out to Jesse David from 107.5 Dave Rocks, where you can listen to Zeppelin. And you may hear some of these songs tonight. In fact, you will hear some of these songs.
Here's hoping.
She is doing on Sunday night at 8 o'clock this week and next week, she's doing her show, The Essentials, where she will be talking about the essential Led Zeppelin. And it's the first time she's ever had to do a two-parter because it's Led Zeppelin. So if you do need to hear some Zeppelin, you can do it on Sunday night, 107.5 Dave Rocks with Jesse David, The Essentials. And you might even hear from me on that show, maybe.
Oh.
I don't know. But tonight we got lists from all three of us, plus a bonus list from Mr. Aaron from Keeps Me Alive, and a second bonus list from Uncle Meat.
Uncle Meat.
Eric Litwiller.
Yep.
And so we'll have 5 lists in total for Geoff to graph. And Rosanna is complimenting your Portuguese.
There you go.
She likes to watch the show to practice her English, which I think is fantastic. She's been tuning in since summer, if I recall correctly.
She'll be the only person in Brazil with a Canadian accent.
That is true. That is 100% true. So why don't we talk real quick about the Zeppelin series that you guys did?
Sure.
You started it.
Well, what I wanted to, I thought about doing like ranking all the Led Zeppelin albums.
Which you did.
We did, but that's how we wrapped up the series.
Yeah.
And then I was asking Sarah, well, how would you rank them? And her list was completely different than mine.
Yeah.
But then we were like, there was a couple of albums that we hadn't listened to as much as the others. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, well, where does that one fit in? Where does that one fit in? So we were like, well, if we're going to do this, we're going to have to listen to all the albums. So then I was like, well, why don't we just review all the albums? That would force us to listen to them and then just rank them at the end. And that's just pretty much what we did. And it's been fun because by doing it that way, it kind of forced us on Sundays to actually sit and listen to music.
Yeah.
And we would listen to the albums. And I wouldn't read her reviews. She wouldn't read mine. We'd wait till we were done. And
Yep.
And that was pretty much it.
Boom!
Hey! There we go. Yes.
Welcome, Geoff. Welcome.
Yeah, greetings. My studio backdrop, the kids' playroom here. So.
That's fantastic. That's the best backdrop we've ever had on the show.
Nice. All original Holly Stevens here, too. So.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah.
Well, welcome. Thank you. You're going to be our grapher tonight.
Oh, yeah, it's fun. I like that. The job description, the graph guy. That's awesome.
Well, the graph master.
Graph master, even better.
Right.
I've been promoted. That's good.
Promoted. Geoff, below us, This guy is from 1001 albums in 10 years. Highly recommend you check out his excellent site. One of the things I have loved since the beginning is, I don't know how he does it, but every single time he does a review, he figures out some unique way to describe the album, usually with some kind of visual, and graphs are his masterpiece, really, if I do say so myself. So the challenge tonight is going to be on your shoulders.
Yes.
What I'm thinking is that you're going to be keeping track of every song that we vote for. Yeah. And we're going to be looking for clusters of songs that are getting multiple votes. And we're going to be definitely wanting to see which albums are in the lead.
Nice.
So I've got written down for each of my songs, I've got the album that it's on. And I'm assuming you guys can produce that information for your lists as well.
Mm-hmm. Yes, please.
And I'm hoping, Geoff, that we'll be able to get you to share your screen when you got your Excel going so that we can do this. If you're not able to share your screen, just email me the graph and I'll put it on my screen.
Sure. Do you want to? I'll try the share screen button here.
Go for it.
Okay, let's take a look here. Application. Are you seeing the screen now?
No.
No. Okay. I might have to click something else. Share application window. Chrome. Ah, there we go. Okay. Is that showing up?
I've got an alternate window here that I can add. There it is.
There you go.
Yay.
Okay, so if I do this, then that looks pretty good. That looks pretty good.
Nice.
Okay, so how do I get it back? There we go. Okay, this is going to work.
Hi, Geoff.
Hi, it's nice to see you in person.
I know. For years now.
It's probably been 6 or 7 years we've all been chatting over the keyboard. So nice to finally see in person.
Yeah, pleased to meet you. Finally.
Personally speaking, I think Kevin was a latecomer into my world. Mm-hmm. I started following Kevin when you did the full run through of Super Mario Brothers.
Oh.
That's a while ago.
Yeah.
That was my first time watching you.
Oh, okay. That was like 2014?
15?
Yeah, something like that.
So a couple of years after I'd made contact with Geoff and Sarah and Aaron and and Deke.
Yep.
Who is probably, yes, he is. He's watching. There he is. Hello, Deke.
Hi, Deke. That's even better than Master.
It works great because we're doing Zeppelin tonight and they have all that Tolkien imagery. Well, what I'm going to do is we're going to give you some stuff to start with. I'm going to read off Aaron's list and Meat's list, and then we're going to do the regular thing where we go in rounds.
Okay. First of all, are we going from
you go to from worst to first?
Worst to first.
Yeah, 11 to 1.
Okay.
Yep. So we'll start with Meat.
With Meat,
who is the founder of the Nigel Tufnell Top 10. He is the guy who came up with this whole thing, which is the only reason why I'm still streaming. His number 11.
Yep.
Dyer Maker.
Oh.
From Houses of the Holy.
Houses. Perfect.
So you just cue me when I'm good to go on to the next song, okay?
Yeah, apologies in advance for spelling on some of these, but
no worries. We're not gonna dock you marks.
All right, we're good for number 10.
Number 10 from Coda, Wearing and Tearing.
Whoa.
Wearing and Tearing. Perfect. Number 9
from Physical Graffiti, In the Light.
Nice. Number 8.
I'm really glad to see Presence make the list because I wasn't sure if we were going to see much Presence, but he's got Achilles' Last Stand.
Perfect.
This one's going to cause some spelling pain.
Okay.
Carouselombra.
Okay.
Carousel
with
Ambra.
Carousel Ambra.
Yes.
Ish.
In Through the Outdoor.
In Through the Outdoor.
Yeah, and that's a song that you guys had mentioned in your reviews.
Mm-hmm.
Great one.
Yeah.
Number 6, Sarah's favorite song from Houses of the Holy, the Rain song.
Rain song. Okay. And that's Houses. 2 from Houses so far.
And now we've got a repeat in through the outdoor.
Okay.
Fool in the Rain.
Perfect.
And another Coda.
Yep.
Ozone Baby from Coda.
Ozone Baby. Okay. Into the top 3.
Back to Presence.
Okay.
Nobody's Fault But Mine.
What are you looking at me for?
Nice. And the silver medal?
His only inclusion from the first 4.
Yeah.
Since I've Been Loving You from Zep 3. His only inclusion from the first 4. And this is what's going to get me excited about these graphs. I wonder what kind of trends we're going to see. And finally, his number 1 is No Quarter from Houses of the Holy.
Wow.
That's some list.
Some popular ones and some deep cuts.
It surprised me.
Yeah.
Nice. So I can show you what I did was I made the first page here with all just the lists themselves. And then I set up an albums tab with a bunch of if statements so that, can you see the titles and the frequencies? On
Yes.
this? Yes. Yeah. So the Houses of the Holy is off to an early lead. Followed by a few of them tied it too. So we'll see as it updates automatically, we'll see which albums can catch up.
And you know what I love, Geoff?
What's that?
That everything's in chronological order on your graph. And
Yeah.
I didn't even ask you to do that.
Nice. No, and in order to do it, I needed the shorthands. Like instead of typing in Houses of the Holy, the if statements all have like if it equals houses, add 1 there. So it's love. Yeah, music.
It's already so far more advanced than anything I do on Excel, and I use it in my daily job.
No, this is right up my street, though. Music, good people, and spreadsheets. What more could you want?
Nothing. I'm happy.
He's a math guy.
Harrison from Australia is giving us big props for Dire Maker.
Nice.
John T. Snow from North Carolina. Is that right?
Yeah.
Good evening, all.
North Carolina.
Hi, John.
Deke is saying this is awesome. And Chris Sarr is wondering where Meat is tonight. Meat is on a plane. No, I don't know. I have no idea where he is tonight. But he's not here. Let's just say he's recording the new Max the Axe.
Nice.
Nice.
Babe, I'm Gonna Leave You would be on Harrison's list.
Yeah, good choice.
We'll see. We'll see what happens. Because next up we have Aaron from Keeps Me Alive.
Yeah, okay.
All right.
And we've seen now we've got our first repeat song.
Okay.
Fool in the Rain, In Through the Outdoor.
Okay.
Oh shit, I'm doing this in the wrong order, but that's okay.
Oh, fool.
Oh,
You know what? You know what? It's okay because Aaron, he really kind of resists putting things in order.
Okay.
That's true.
I'm very much like that too.
Yeah, and that's fine. You know what? Meat's a stickler for things being in order, but Meat's not here tonight.
So Fool in the Rain's okay at number 11 then?
We're going to do it because Aaron doesn't mind.
Okay.
Kashmir. Physical Graffiti.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent.
The first from Led Zeppelin 2. We got Whole Lot of Love.
Nice. Next one.
Dazed and Confused. Led Zeppelin 1.
Led Zeppelin 1. Perfect. Next one.
The Ocean from Houses of the Holy.
The Ocean.
Which it was just why couldn't we have 12 songs, right?
Oh, I know.
We'll get into some deeper discussions when we start going in our rounds. I just want to get these out of the way.
Excellent.
Over the Hills and Far Away from Houses of the Holy, which now must be creeping into the lead.
Yeah, most definitely. Good.
First appearance for Harrison Kopp's favorite song, Babe, I'm Gonna Leave You, from Led Zepp 1.
Led Zeppelin. Nice. Good.
And here's a song I expect to hear a couple more times tonight. We'll see. The Immigrant Song, Led Zeppelin 3.
Good.
And the very first appearance of Led Zeppelin 4.
Nice.
When the Levee Breaks.
Excellent choice. Sorry, Immigrant Songs on 3?
You got it.
Okay.
Rock and Roll.
Mm-hmm.
From Led Zeppelin 4.
I don't know if I should be deadpan or.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah.
And his final song.
Yeah.
Ramble On, Led Zeppelin 2.
Ramble on.
Wow.
Good choice.
No Stairway.
No,
Denied.
I wonder if we'll see it at all tonight.
I don't know.
I'm just going to read some comments before we go to the graph. Lana, I give props to Geoff for those spreadsheets. That takes dedication.
Mm-hmm.
She was hoping a whole lot of love would be on there. She is not disappointed. Harrison only likes the Ocean, the live version. But as we will find out tonight, Sarah, Harrison Kopp is the contrarian. And he will find any way to be different from any of us.
Yeah.
For Lana, the Ocean is her favorite Zeppelin song, period. She watched a live video and fell in love with it. And start to continue. Hey, Sarah, make sure Kevin doesn't bogart that mic.
Hey, Bill.
All right. So shall we take a look at the graph?
All right.
Time.
So
Pressure's on, Geoff.
yeah. So right now we're Houses of Holies in a commanding lead at the moment. We've got Upwood 5. In Through the Outdoors, surprise second place at the moment. And then what a logjam there with just about everything else tied with 2.
Mm-hmm.
The first 4 albums.
Yeah.
No other.
No other yet. I was wondering. I wasn't
There
sure.
will be.
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you right now, there will be.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Nice.
I was saying to Mike before we started, like this is like Geoff, you're like John King on CNN with the board.
Yes.
Yes.
It's working out really
who
well.
didn't sleep for about 4 consecutive days.
Well, hopefully we'll have these results tonight, though, and we don't have to.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, please.
Yeah.
Please.
We beg of you.
Yeah.
So now we're going to go in rounds.
Okay.
We'll take some time to discuss these tracks because there are personal picks.
Excellent.
But let's start with Kevin so that it's not just me talking, and then we'll just go kind of clockwise, I guess. Well,
Nice.
you know what I mean. We'll go around, starting with Kevin.
Okay. Well, honestly, my number 11 is just on here just to annoy Sarah. Because I think this song is great, and for some reason she doesn't like it, and that is from Coda, and it is Darlene.
Darlene.
Darn.
Not a fan.
I think it's great. I think it's a good rocking song.
Honestly, it's one of my ones that I do like on Coda.
Yeah, it's good.
Vive la différence.
Just gonna move me. There we go. Now I can be more centered. There we go.
Yeah.
Lana is impressed that Stairway isn't on there, and also glad because the song is overplayed.
That's true.
Here's some of Harrison's favorites: "Sick Again," "The Rover," "Trampled Underfoot," "In My Time of Dying," "The Wanton Song," "10 Years Gone." Those are nice songs.
Yeah, they're all good
They're all
songs.
good.
Yeah.
And I don't know about you guys, but I didn't put any alternate takes or anything weird like that on my list, although I could have. I just went straight with the normal versions of every song. But I guess we'll see how this goes.
Yeah.
Sarah, you're up.
Okay. My phone turns on. Okay. Number 11. The Battle of Evermore.
Oh.
That's
Led
it.
Zeppelin
That's 4,
4.
I believe.
From 4? Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
I got to say that the most difficult thing with hiding our list from each other was to not start humming the songs.
Oh man.
Because I'd walk by like down the hallway or whatever, and I just start humming it. And I'm like, oh, Sarah can hear me.
Me, I'm in the shower and I started a Led Zeppelin song, like singing, and I'm like, okay, make sure you're singing something that's not on the list whatsoever, so it just throws them off, you know.
A red herring.
Yeah, exactly. But I love Battle of Evermore. I think it's an awesome track, and Sandy Denny.
Yeah,
she was amazing.
Awesome.
Tragic figure, because of her life and how she died and everything.
Yeah.
But she was amazing.
How'd she die?
Well, she fell down the stairs and she died of a brain hemorrhage.
Oh,
Yeah, she had a lot of mental problems too. But I loved her, and apparently she was the only one that did any duet with Led Zeppelin. And
I think
on an album.
Yeah, I think that is true. I
Yeah.
can't think of any others.
But I love it. I'm not it's weird because I'm not a big Tolkien fan, but that song really spoke to me on that front. Like I'm not a fan of Lord of the Rings or any of that, but
yeah. Sarah's the only person I know that watched the first 2 movies and has still not watched the third.
Really?
I'm like, how could you not want to know what happens?
I don't care.
I mean, honestly, I only watched them once, but I
Frodo
know
throws the ring into the fire. That's
oh, spoiler alert.
Yeah.
It didn't draw me in, and
fine.
you know,
Fair enough.
Fine.
yeah,
But the song did, though.
it's not for me. I'm a contemporary person, I guess.
You're a contrarian.
Harrison.
I'm a contrarian.
Harrison.
Oh,
Oh,
speaking of which,
whatever.
Stop being a Harrison. All right, my number 11.
Yeah.
Physical graffiti. I picked the Rover.
that's a good one.
Oh,
I remember, I think it was Sarah's review where she was talking about on physical graffiti that kind of went more hard rock. I think that was your review.
yeah.
And, you know, I thought of it, I hadn't thought of it that way. But then after you said that and I looked at the songs, I was like, she's kind of right. There's a real emphasis on that kind of style. And the Rover really couldn't have been on any other album, I don't think. It had to be on Physical Graffiti, really. And I love that driving riff that it's got.
It's great.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's great.
All right. Well, let's see what that does to the graph.
Yeah. I think so House is the Holy still out in front, but we've got a pack forming in the second place position with 4 albums with 3 votes.
Wow.
And another 4 with 2. So it's going to be a battle.
It
Looks
is
rigged to me. It's rigged.
Yes.
Well, if it's rigged, at least it's Houses of the Holy winning. I would be upset if it was like Coda with 5 in the lead, but we'll see. We'll see how this goes. Could be Coda. You never know. You know, if we can take Georgia, we can take Coda. I mean, sorry. Okay, so Kevin, you're up.
Okay, I went with this is like a recent discovery from In Through the Outdoor. Talked about it quite a bit in our reviews, and it's Carouselambra.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow. That made number 10.
That's my number 10.
Nice.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, it's a fairly new discovery for me too. And I thought that was the best song on that album.
Yeah.
And I really like it too. It's got some funky arrangements happening there, and like I had written, there's like a delicious point in that song that it's so nice to listen to it, and it's beautiful.
I love that part. Partway through the song, where you know, it's kind of danceable. It's really cool.
Yeah. Well, and Sarah nailed it too. When we were listening to it, she said this sounds like that era of Genesis right after Peter Gabriel left and before Phil Collins took over, right in that spot. So.
Yeah.
I'm curious, Sarah. Obviously, we both have the box set in common. We both got the one we're going to call the orange box tonight.
Oh, we forgot to turn it down.
I could go
The 1993 sequel box that had all the rest of the songs plus there was an undiscovered track on there too. Did you ever get the sequel box?
Is it the long?
No,
box?
no, it's a little square box.
No.
Okay.
No, what I have is, and one of us could get it, but I have the orange box.
I'll go get it.
He's getting it. I'll make him go get it.
Sure.
If I can get out of here.
Oh, jeez.
I have the orange box, but then I have one that I bought in '96 from Dr. Disc in London. in London. It's the long box. It's black. It's the remasters.
Yes. And that one was the one that came with, it was like a condensed version of the orange box, I think, with the interview disc.
Yes. And I mean, my orange box is the cassette version.
Right.
And because I got it pre-CD. Yeah. And this remasters was like the answer to how do I get some of these songs on CD without having to pay for it, because I was a starving student and the whole bit. And okay, good.
There we go. There's the orange box.
Nice.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So this is my baby that I've had since 1990, nice. Christmas 1990. I've still kept it pretty pristine. Here's the book.
So wild that both of us were listening to the same music on Christmas Day.
I feel like this cut me off the little.
It's basically identical to the CD box, except for the fact that it's cassettes. This is cool. Musical chairs.
Now you're going to mess up Mike's order.
You know what? I'm going to get rid of this thing. No, I'm going to get rid of it.
Are you? Okay.
Can I? Get rid of it completely?
Oh, shit. What are you doing?
The thing dropped.
Oh.
Apparently, I can't get rid of the photograph completely.
Now I got the duck here.
Yeah.
Okay. So
yeah, so her box has only cassettes, so
it's only cassettes.
It doesn't count.
What's your box?
And it's the first two pretty much that are, you know, they're really, I pretty much erased them from listening to them so much. But then the one that you were asking about, the Led Zeppelin remasters, funny enough, this one here, Kevin and I both had copies.
Yeah.
No kidding.
So like when we moved in together,
we were living in sin for a while.
I'm never going to live that down.
Well,
two copies
about it.
And I don't know. You don't have this, eh?
I do not.
Okay.
But I do have something maybe.
This thing is all busted and like it's all broken.
It wasn't a very good set. There was so, but like these things keep falling out.
Yeah.
And then there was a piece here, and it was around the basement for the longest time, and I couldn't figure out where the heck it went. And then finally one day I just said, "Screw, I'm just throwing this out." And then I went into that Led Zeppelin box. And I'm like, "Oh, that's the piece for it." It's gone now.
Now I'm glad you have that out, because I've always wondered. I have this, and this is not the usual one.
Oh, we have that.
This is a 3 CD one that comes with this, which is an interview CD. And I was always curious if that interview CD was the exact same one that's in yours.
I'm not sure. It's a lot of it is like a radio thing, like get the lead out and stuff.
So this is probably, well, it might be. I don't know. It's 3 BBC radio appearances. 1969, 1966, 67, and 1990.
No. It just says exclusive interview with Robert Plant, Jimmy Page, and John Paul
Jones.
Jones.
A completely different set of interviews.
Interesting. I remember it was like there was like a lot of like little radio things. Like they would get Jimmy Page to say, "Hey, this is Jimmy Page, and it's time to get the lead out," which is great for mix tapes, you know, because you could put it right before rock and roll, and then you know. That was fun to do, but yeah. Other than that, it was completely useless. It actually bought because I bought it thinking this. I'm gonna have like because I was just getting into Led Zeppelin, you know, and that CD came out and it was just there's nothing there. Like there was nothing interesting about it. You know, there were so many songs that were missing from. I guess it's hardly a you know,
worth it. But I mean, I bought it for. I don't know, it was $25, and I thought that was a steal for that time.
Yeah.
And I got all these songs on here, like 23 songs on CD that I didn't have.
Right, because you had them on tape for.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, so.
I have no idea why I bought this, but this one. What's
on that?
It's just the greatest hit.
2007.
Yeah.
2 CDs, 24 songs. Haven't played it since I bought it.
If I found it for $2, I would buy it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, Kevin, you screwed up our running order, but
yeah, I know. It didn't work. We can switch back if you want us to.
No, it's all good. We'll just keep going, but she's got to go next because that's the way it goes.
Perfect.
Oh, my turn?
Yeah. What's your number 10?
Okay, number 10 is Dazed and Confused.
Nice.
From the first Led Zeppelin album.
LZ1.
And that's the second time we've heard that one tonight, I think.
Yeah.
Anything you want to add?
I just like it a lot. It's like every song, anything to say? I really like it. Like, I mean, I feel like I'm just, I'm gushing here, like every song is great. And this was very challenging for me because it's like every song is a baby of mine. I have Sophie's Choice, having to choose which song.
Yes, I've heard. Kevin,
very difficult.
You mentioned that phrase earlier, and I think that's brilliant to say because I had the same issue. Start to continue. The interplay of vocals on Evermore is superb.
Yes, I agree, Bill.
That's the final word, Harrison. Lana's with you. Lord of the Rings, Story if I Offend.
Lana, I'm sending you an elbow.
The only thing I will say regarding this comment here is foreshadowing.
Okay.
That's what she said. that was in regards to the orange box.
Oh, of course.
Lana's a couple of years younger than us, and she might never have seen a box set that big before.
I thought she was referring to me when I walked away.
and Harrison's right that Mothership does have a cool cover.
Yeah, I really like it. I like it a lot, actually.
Actually,
funky heavy duty CD cases, which is
yeah.
When did Led Zeppelin start adopting the crop circles thing as part of
1990?
So that was that box set then.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because that's, it's weird. Like almost my entire life, I associate Led Zeppelin with crop circles, but they were around for about 20 years and without
Led Zeppelin.
Yeah.
I had that T-shirt. I had the orange box set cover T-shirt. That was my favorite shirt when I was that age. Nice. But I remember when that box set came out and I showed my buddy the cover with the crop circles and he goes, figures it was Led Zeppelin.
Nice.
My number 10
is
a song that I first heard at the Grand River skating rink when I was there with my buddy Peter because it wasn't on the orange box. Living Loving Maid, She's Just a Woman from Led Zeppelin.
Wow, nice.
And that could just be because I have such good memories of skating around that rink to that song.
Yeah.
That's a good beat for skating.
Alimony paying those bills.
A copyright strike.
Yes. What album was that on, Mike?
2.
LZ2. Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. Just okay. Living Loving Maid, She's Just a Woman's the name?
Got it.
Yeah.
All right. Perfect.
Okay, let's take a look at some graphics here.
There you go.
There we go. Okay.
So how's the In Through the Outdoors closing the gap?
Wow.
Whoa. Oh.
Actually, I might be able to get hold that thought. See if we can get a chart going in real time too. Let's get a pie chart going in real time.
I'm getting some Excel tips here.
Yeah. Let's see. Insert. Will it let me do it? There we go.
There we go.
Wow.
Nice. So the big orange slice is Houses of the Holy.
Yeah.
Which is appropriate because that happens to be the orange tinged cover.
Yes.
There you go.
This is interesting.
Let's shrink this down.
But it's all relatively even slices otherwise. Yeah. So it's like if you were at a party and this was the pie, you wouldn't be too upset one way or the other.
No, it's pretty evenly distributed, yeah.
It's looking very Trivial Pursuit.
Yeah.
It is.
It is looking Trivial Pursuit. This is fascinating. I'm loving it. Okay, so I guess we'll just go straight to Sarah and go to number 9.
Number 9.
Number 9.
I told you he was going to mess up the order.
And with your Beatles shirt, number 9.
Number 9.
Number 9. Number 9 is Tangerine.
Oh,
Led Zeppelin 3.
I wish I picked that song.
Tangerine.
Reflection of a Dream.
You know what?
Oh, he's making changes on the fly. Is that allowed?
Yeah, yeah. I'm doing it.
Wow.
I make the rules. What's that off of 3?
3.
Led Zeppelin 3. Nice.
See, I'm subbing a 3 for a 3.
Okay. Well,
Seems legit.
You know, and I wasn't 100% sure. I played so many of these songs yesterday.
I played
And
them
like
all
you said,
today.
I couldn't decide which kids to kill. So
Oh, I know. So sad.
you see the marker leaking through.
Whoa.
All right, Kevin, you're up.
Okay. No, my number 9
Yeah.
is from Led Zeppelin 1. And you've been disqualified, apparently. And it is How Many More Times?
Yes,
Oh, that's a
almost
good
made my
track.
list, Kevin. Almost.
So with this song, it wasn't on any of the box sets that Sarah or I had. And so the first time I had heard it was off of Led Zeppelin 1 from Sarah's CD. And I remember, like, I wasn't really into Led Zeppelin when I was a teenager because it's, you know, today it's like kids just listen to anything, right? But back in my day, you had to go buy a CD, you know, if you wanted to listen to some music. So that was like a commitment, right?
You have to put some money into it.
Right.
Yeah.
So you would read like in magazines and that, like who started heavy metal. And it would always be like, oh, Black Sabbath or Led Zeppelin. A lot of publications credited Led Zeppelin for starting heavy metal. And I was...
I got to do a gen check just a second.
Okay, no worries.
You're okay.
And I was a Black Sabbath fan. So I was in the Black Sabbath camp, right? So anytime I saw Led Zeppelin in there. So, but, you know, like after hearing a song like How Many More Times, it kind of, you could kind of hear where Black Sabbath took some inspiration from Led Zeppelin. Plus it was confusing too, because you couldn't tell with these box sets, like, you know, who came first?
Right.
Was it Black Sabbath or was it Led Zeppelin? You know,
Led Zeppelin came first.
Right. But I'm talking about back in the day, like when I was, you know, a teenager, like, you know, we had the internet, but it wasn't like the internet today. Like you'd have to go to some fan site and half the time they wouldn't have half the information on it. So you'd hear these songs. You wouldn't like, who came first, the chicken or the egg? who was the chicken? Who was the egg? So then, yeah, finally, like Led Zeppelin came first and you definitely hear where they took some inspiration from Led Zeppelin, but Black Sabbath still started heavy metal. I mean, like the lyrics and the tone and everything like that. But anyways,
I'll show you this real quick. This is Led Zeppelin box set volume 2, which is the follow-up to the orange box.
Right.
So this one has all the songs that were not on the orange box, plus it has Baby Come On Home, unreleased.
Okay.
I just listened to that song today, actually.
Right on.
Yeah.
But it's the same, otherwise, same idea. You've got 2 CDs and yeah. So this was Christmas of '93 in my house.
93.
Yeah.
So with those two, with those 2 box sets, would you have every Led Zeppelin song?
Yes.
Oh.
But I was always a little disappointed because the orange book, you could just lie down on your bed and flip through the orange book. But this one's so small, and it was very awkward to read, you know?
Right.
So I never derived the same pleasure from box set 2 as I did with the first. But on the other hand, I discovered songs like The Rover and Living Loving Maid. In fact, both of the songs that I've picked so far are from that box. Interesting.
And your orange box, was it the CD version?
Yes. I wanted initially to get, actually, I asked for the cassettes initially. And then a buddy of mine at school, we were talking about cassettes and how flimsy they are.
Yes.
And he said that, I think he said that he returned the cassette box set to the store and paid more to get the CD box set. And I said, you know what? I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to ask my mom if I can have the CD box set instead, because you're right. You're putting that much money into it. You want it to last.
Sure.
I just didn't have that opportunity, and oh man.
Yeah.
And now when we go thrifting, I'm like, you know,
we did find the CDs one time, but they were all roached.
Yeah, they were disgusting.
Yeah.
So, and he's like, but all the songs, you can just have all the songs on the albums and what have you. But it's the track listing, it's the memories of it too that are
Right.
It's in my ears, it's in my brain.
Jimmy Page separated some of the songs that were normally kind of run together. And I'm used to the original running order from my orange box.
Thank you.
Yeah. I understood your reviews because of that.
I just asked if that was something that you really wanted. I didn't mean like you can't get it or something.
No, I know. You were asking because they're available on something else. So.
Here's your soda.
Thank you.
Should I go ahead with my number 9?
Sure.
Somebody had asked earlier if we were going to have any of those songs.
Mm-hmm.
So here's our first one for the other column.
Okay.
It's Hey Hey What Can I Do, which is a B-side.
Hey. What?
Now it's a B-side from a Led Zeppelin 3 song.
Correct. So if we were going to have some kind of disqualification on the graph, I would have let Geoff put it in a Zeppelin 3. He's obviously anticipated this.
Nice. That can be a tiebreaker. If Led Zeppelin 3 ends up tied for first, then that can be the tiebreaker.
Right. Yes. That's a good point. We can do that. Yeah.
But we've got a new pie slice now, though, too, with the other.
Yes.
Yeah.
The other is not sliced. Now, at this point, you wouldn't be happy if you were served that slice.
Or maybe they're on a diet and they would be happy.
Otherwise, things are looking more or less the same. Interesting.
Nice.
Interesting. And Geoff, by all means, if you want to pipe in, if you hear songs that you want to say something about, by all means, pipe in.
Oh no, whatever's good. For me,
you're not just scenery to me. That's more than just scenery to me.
Well, my Led Zeppelin would be When the Levee Breaks is number 1, and everything else is tied for number 2. So it's a pretty easy list to make. Yeah.
This is why we couldn't have Geoff do a list. It wouldn't have worked. Immigrant Song was the side A of Hey Hey What Can I Do?
Right.
And Paranoid ripped off Communication Breakdown, which I hear that.
I wouldn't say ripped off.
Achilles' Last Stand is very proto-Maiden. I'm going to save that for if we talk about that song. I'd like to say something about that song later. Mm-hmm. But I guess this makes it Sarah's turn for number 9. No,
8.
Number 8.
Yes.
Okay, my number 8 is Heartbreaker.
Go away, Heartbreaker.
That's from Led Zeppelin 2.
2? Yeah.
Why do you like that one?
Heartbreaker, Heartbreaker, Heartbreaker. Well, Robert Plant makes that song.
Oh, okay.
Go away, Heartbreaker. I love it.
Bum, 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 bum. Actually, it's just, again, perfect.
Yeah. I would like to add more to that, but I don't know what I can add. So I guess throw it to Kevin.
Okay, we'll get ready to make that slice of pie bigger.
Yeah.
Because my number 8 is also Hey Hey What Can I Do?
Nice.
It's a song that I just don't get to hear often enough too, because I think we only have it on those cassettes. We don't have it anywhere else.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah.
Apparently, Geezer Butler admitted that he ripped off Communication Breakdown in Paranoid.
I think ripping off is a very strong word. I would say take inspiration.
Yeah.
That's all I mean. I hear it. I get what you're saying, but ripping off is.
Let's say that we're not pressing charges.
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess it's my number 8.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to expand that chart for In Through the Outdoor.
Okay.
With some In the Evening. Enough. I think all 3 of us can agree, or all 4 of us, for that matter, can agree. In the Evening, Robert Plant's vocals are very muddy and very buried.
Yes.
It's hard to understand the words.
Yeah.
Yes, I agree.
Okay, so I just today played In Through the Outdoor, the full 2 CD, wherever it is in my collection here, the full 2 CD In Through the Outdoor with the bonus disc, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And there's a rough mix of In the Evening.
Mm-hmm.
And bizarrely, it's not only the opposite of the album version, but it's almost an extreme version of the opposite. The vocals are so upfront and so clear, and the music is so far in the back.
Wow.
And it's bizarre. And it's like, wow, you can hear every word, you can hear every syllable. He's enunciating.
Wow.
So why they went from a rough mix that was crystal clear to what is on the album, I have no idea. But it's all about the atmosphere to me, and that really cool John Paul Jones keyboard line, which I don't even know how to describe that voice that he's using on it. You know, I found a lot of that keyboardy Zeppelin stuff that they were doing on In Through the Outdoor, the keyboard sounds and voices were so advanced compared to what other contemporaries were doing at the time. Like when Sabbath put some keyboards on like an album like Never Say Die, it sounded kind of hokey by comparison to what Zeppelin were doing, in my opinion.
Yeah, well, that's John Paul Jones, right? You did all the keys on there as well, and he's a talented guy.
As either you or Sarah pointed out in your reviews, John Paul Jones dominated that album.
Yeah, that was totally, he was the lead songwriter.
Yeah.
That was pretty much his
album.
album.
Except for Hot Dog, which is the worst song.
Hot Dog not on Geoff's list tonight.
No, but you mentioned things getting muddied though, Mike, and that is just that, as now Houses of the Holy's lead has evaporated.
Just like
In Through the Outdoor is now tied.
Wow.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Holy cow. Yeah, we still have that, and that's just with my one vote. We still have the rest of the round.
That's right.
Which moving on to Sarah with number 8.
7.
7.
Yes.
7, yeah.
Right, because I'm number 8. I finished number 8. This is where I'm screwing up, is that I started with you guys.
Okay. Number 7 is In My Time of Dying. Physical Graffiti.
Physical. Nice.
The song that Robert Plant regretted very much. He felt the song was cursed, I believe.
Oh.
If I'm not mistaken, if I got the story right. Because all of his tragedies happened, obviously, after Physical Graffiti. Eric Litwiller's taking issue with one thing that I said, but yeah, I won't question that the keyboards on Sabbath Bloody Sabbath were perfect, bloody perfect.
You said never, didn't you say Never Say Die? Or maybe that
Never
was
Say Die is the one where I think the keyboard sound
yeah.
By comparison to what Zeppelin were doing, because I think the stuff on the Sabbath album kind of sounds just shoved in there for the sake of getting some modern sounding keyboards. But I think what Zeppelin were doing with their keyboard sounds on this album was they were going for more depth, I think, in the sound. Like you listen to the keyboard tones in All My Love and definitely In the Evening, and I hear more depth.
Yeah.
Speaking.
They were definitely coming into their own. I mean, they went from a blues cover band, a folk cover band, to from Led Zeppelin 4 on to just start like just more and more coming into their own.
Actually, you know what? I'll add one thing. Eric told me this when he sent me his list, and I mentioned earlier that he only had one song from the first 4 on his list, and he said in regards to that, it's because they learned how to write songs instead of just ripping off the blues.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. My next.
All right. Where are we? Kevin.
Kevin's number 7. Yeah.
All right. I like growing the other pie. So let's get into this other pie. So my number 7 is No Quarter, but it's specifically the Song Remains the Same version. The live version.
Should we add a Song Remains the Same slice? Or should we add, or should we put, I think we need to add a slice because that's an album.
For Song Remains?
Can that be done?
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah, it'll take me a second, but life will go on.
Harrison and Rob are both pointing out that Robert Plant sang In My Time of Dying at the farewell show. But I seem to remember him saying, and probably more after they recorded it and after his tragedies happened, that he really regretted it. Like there was some bad juju around that song, he felt.
That's great.
I don't know. That's just what I remember. And Lana is saying that maybe they went for the unclear vocals because they wanted a different feel for the song. And I think that's the most likely answer.
You know, I wonder too with a lot of bad mixes and albums that happen sometimes is that there's a thing that we do when quality check with when we're quality checking something is because I work in TV. And there, you get a different sound through speakers in an edit suite. You know, like things sound differently, mixes sound differently. And what you want to do is take your finished product and bring it over somewhere where you're just watching it through a regular TV.
Right.
And really, I feel like as if a lot of albums that happens, they're listening to it in the studio through the playback with their big board and everything, and they're just layering it back, and they don't make a finished copy of it and then play it in a regular stereo to hear what everybody else is going to hear. I think that happens quite a bit, and I think, you know, like if you play it down in a studio, it probably sounds fine, but you know, they don't listen to the final mix, and
right.
It gets, you know, it's a step that kind of gets missed sometimes.
And you say that with some experience.
Yeah, I've made that mistake a few times. You definitely, you know, like when you're editing a show or something like that, you want to put like some regular headphones on that people will be listening to, you know?
Oh my God. Oh my God. We have to make some changes, Geoff.
Uh-oh.
Eric Miller, regarding his number 1 and number 2 songs, No Quarter and Since I've Been Loving You, he wants the Song Remains the Same versions.
Very good. All right.
Wow. Game changer.
Well,
absolutely game changing.
Well, let me tell you, the version on Song Remains.
Leave that up there so Geoff can refer to it if he needs to.
Okay. So the number 1 and 2 on Meat's list should be Song Remains.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
All right. Let's watch the graph then here.
Okay.
So No Quarter on Houses of the Holy sounds like it's okay. It's a good song. It's okay, but that live version, I mean, Jimmy Page is just doing something with that wah-wah pedal when he plays the that riff, and the performances of everybody. It just really comes together. It's good times.
All right, well, let's take a look, Okay, so Song Remains the Same is now the light orange slice.
That's right.
And it is just as large as Led Zeppelin 3 or something. Let me see.
Led Zeppelin 4, yeah.
Led Zeppelin 4. Led Zeppelin 2 is kind of minimal. Other and Led Zeppelin 2 are tied. Presence, just a tiny slice there. In Through the Outdoor, now in the lead by a good slice, I guess you'd say. Wow. Wow.
The song remains the same as the Pennsylvania of this.
Yeah. It'll determine the results.
Harrison Kopp wants to clarify, we all mean the original Song Remains the Same and not the edited, chopped up, and butchered copy. And I would like to just show both. Here is an original, albeit remastered, Song Remains the Same.
Mm-hmm.
Very nice package. Mm-hmm. And here is the expanded Song Remains the Same, which is the one that he's referring to. And it's honestly been so long since I've listened to either of them that I don't know the difference.
When did the expanded one come out?
2007. Looks like the same time as Mothership.
I don't know what version we have. We got a big box set with a whole bunch of extra stuff in it, but it just came out a couple of years ago. But honestly, for me, the Song Remains the Same. The most, it's the movie, the movie one that is in my head more than the album itself. Which I don't know if it's the same.
I thought they were.
I don't know.
I thought that this is, well, this says the original soundtrack to the movie.
Okay, then it's the same. Then it's the same thing. So whatever the movie is, which I imagine it is the original mix.
Sorry, I don't know. It's been a while since I've even looked at Song Remains the Same, so I'm not sure.
Apparently for Eric as well, he wants to know, Since I've Been Loving You is on the album or just the movie. Well, I've got the album in front of me. It was not on the original album, but of course it is on the reissue, the expanded one. This one includes songs that were not on the original album. They are Black Dog, Over the Hills and Far Away, Misty Mountain Hop, Since I've Been Loving You, The Ocean. I think that's all of them. So anyway, we'll put his vote on Song Remains the Same since it's one of the bonus tracks on that. We're learning tonight, or at least we're refreshing our memories.
Do we know how the remastered version is butchered?
Harrison says, different takes for starters, and most notably, you lose like 2 minutes of the no quarter keyboard solo.
Oh,
I'm calling bullshit on that.
That's no good.
That's no good.
No bueno.
Is it my turn?
Yeah, you're number seven. Yeah.
Okay, I have come to add some strength to Houses of the Holy again.
Oh,
with Over the Hills and Far Away, which, as Sarah will remember, was one of the 2 music videos that Much Music ran when the box set came out. Mm-hmm. The other one was Traveling Riverside Blues. They were both great music videos.
Yep, I agree. They were great.
Yeah, and I just heard that song on the radio today, and at the had 2 simultaneous thoughts, which was, I can't believe I picked so many radio songs, and this is a really good one.
That's good. And that puts Houses back in a tie for first too. So
all right, let's take a quick look. Oops, there we go. So there we go. Houses looking strong once again.
This is totally making the list look legit.
Yeah,
like we were bullshit before, but now we're legit.
It's on a spreadsheet. It's got to be.
You know what the problem is, though, is at this point, from this point forward, if we can't have Geoff on, people are going to be bitching and complaining.
Where's the graph guy?
Where's the graph guy?
The graph wizard.
The graph wizard. Yes. Oh, and apparently, here's some more details. Black Dog was cut in half. Celebration Day was on the LP, but not in the movie. This is really confusing and complicated.
I don't know,
Sarah. Pick something not from The Song Remains the Same.
Yeah. So you want my number 6?
Yes, please.
Yeah, that's where we are.
Okay. The Wanton Song.
Nice.
Physical Graffiti.
Nice.
I love it.
Yeah,
so funky and toe tapping. Good time. Like it.
You do like funky.
I do. I do.
She's big into the funky stuff.
You know, now that you guys are... No, I can't do it. I can't make any more changes. Don't count this one, Geoff, but I do want to say one track that
Sure.
My number 12 would have been, if I'd known that we were going to be going with live versions.
Yeah.
My all-time favorite live Led Zeppelin is from this right here, BBC Sessions from 1997. It's the live version of the Immigrant Song on disc 2. And the reason I love it so much is the part where Robert Plant is supposed to sing "We Are Your Overlords." Instead, he goes, "Baby, baby, baby, ow, ow, ow." And I love it so much. And it's a really fired version. It's a really fired up.
Was he drunk?
Oh no, he was high on something.
He was feeling it.
But I just love it. There's just so much energy in it. So that would have been my 12. Don't count it.
No, it's not. But with the Wonton Song, Physical is now in a tie for first too.
Whoa.
Jeez.
Whoa.
Wow.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Right at the bottom there, Physical Graffiti and Houses of the Holy. Okay. Kevin, what do you got?
My number 6. Get ready, other.
Okay.
It's Traveling Riverside Blues.
There you go. We fulfilled the prophecies.
Yes.
Traveling Riverside Blues.
And that is from the box set. The orange box.
Yeah. That's another one that I don't get to hear often. And why was Traveling Riverside Blues and Hey Hey What Can I Do? Why was that left off of Coda? Those are big omissions and on there.
Riverside?
That's a BBC.
Was from the BBC Sessions.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, I believe that these were dug up and remastered and everything at the time of the box set. Which is a full 8 years after Coda. But they were added to the reissue of Coda, as I think Sarah mentioned, maybe?
Yeah, there is a remaster or reissue, where they does have more tracks on it. But what about Hey Hey What Can I Do? I mean, that gets radio play and everything.
I don't know.
It was on the radio today. I heard it on the radio today.
Yeah.
It's a popular song. I don't understand. But
That's not right. Shenanigans.
Harrison Kopp, the contrarian, actually sides with me on my Immigrant Song.
Yes.
Thundering.
Uncle Meat has a question for the panel. If you guys do have a favorite, what would be your favorite track on the Led Zeppelin tribute album, Encomium? My vote has to go with the Tori Amos and Robert Plant duet, Down by the Seaside.
I'm not familiar.
Sarah does not like that album, I don't think.
What is it?
That it's the tribute album.
I don't have it. So.
There was a great kind of tropical version of "Fool in the Rain" by I believe a Brazilian band called Mana. That was great. Henry Rollins did "Four Sticks" or something like that.
I liked
which is the one where Robert Plant sings "The owls cry in the night." Henry Rollins covered that one, but he refused to sing "The owls cry in the night," so he changed the lyrics. And I believe Stone Temple Pilots did "Dancing Days."
Oh,
Hootie and the Blowfish. Okay, I got an answer. My answer is Hootie and the Blowfish's cover of "Hey Hey, What Can I Do?" That was fucking great.
Okay.
That's my favorite song on Encomium.
I liked I can't remember what song they did, but there was a band called Four Non Blondes.
Yes, yes.
It's what the heck song did they do?
I don't know.
Misty Mountain Hop. That was a good version of Misty Mountain Hop.
And they're most famous, of course, for their song "What's Up," and
What's Up?
for
What's going on?
oh god, I can't remember her name, but she's a great songwriter. And she's
Linda Perry.
Yes, Linda Perry, great songwriter. She's written for everybody.
Yeah.
Well, fun fact about Four Non Blondes, they have a song on the Airhead soundtrack, and it is a cover of Van Halen's "I'm the One."
No.
Yes. Now, Four Non Blondes covers Van Halen's "I'm the One." Their guitarist was not strong enough to do the Eddie Van Halen stuff. So what they did was they got a ringer in to play guitar on it, and it was a guy from Concrete Blonde. So Four Non Blondes
and
had a blonde. So they were only three non-blondes.
Wow.
There's a fun
that's
fact.
a cool story, Kevin. Harrison Kopp loves physical graffiti, and he's hoping it's #1, but we'll see. Is it the Riverside Blues that are traveling, or the blues of the traveling Riverside? Hyphens matter, Jimmy.
Okay.
His favorite Zeppelin tribute song is Blaze Bayley's "Dazed and Confused." And yeah, I know the version he's talking about. It is great. Too many guitar parts and overdubs on "Hey Hey, What Can I Do" to play live. That's true. There's a lot of acoustics on there. A lot of acoustics. And he confirms Stone Temple Pilots did dance.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Are we on me?
Yes, you're number 6, please.
Zeppelin 4, Misty Mountain Hop with some J.R.R. Tolkien.
Nice.
Dun 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 dun.
It's such a fun song. And when I first got into Zeppelin at the same time as you, I was completely unaware of that whole hippie culture that Zeppelin kind of came in at the end of. So when he's talking about people sitting on the grass with flowers in their hair, like we thought it was hilarious. Like, this is comical to us imagining this. Like, why would you have a flower in your hair? And you know, I'm imagining those hippie characters on Star Trek.
Yeah.
Take over the Enterprise.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's good.
So for us, a lot of these songs were just pure comedy. Honestly, the lyrics, we just thought they were hilarious. So, but it's got a great beat and you can dance to it. So Misty Mountain Hop, Zep 4.
Good.
I like it. Good.
All right. Back to you, Sarah.
All right. You want my number 5?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I Can't Quit You, Baby.
Nice. Which version, though? Because there's 2.
Yes. Yes. The Royal Albert Hall version, January 1970, from Coda.
Oh, Coda. Getting a vote in there.
That's my favorite.
Nice.
Is that the one that's on the orange box?
It is on the orange box.
And then the box 2, wherever I put that down, would have the other version. There it is. Because I think there was only one version on the orange box. Yeah, then the other version is on box 2.
Yeah. I love it. It's I think that, and I listened to it today and it just made it real for me. I thought that at that point, Robert Plant's voice was the best.
Yeah.
Like he really came into his own with that song. And then from there, it was like, he was just one of those great singers. But that song, and just how they all came together. I actually watched a YouTube video that it showed their concert at the Royal Albert Hall in different camera angles, and they had them all on screen. So you had the different ones in the corners and
like 24.
Cool.
A little bit. And just to watch it live, like I'd never seen it. I like that. I thought it was great and incredible. And I was like, yep, that belongs on my list for sure. Yep. Burn 'em. Yep.
He's saying he thinks that was a rehearsal, but I don't think so. I think that they just stripped the audience track off.
Yeah.
Of
Yeah.
That's my understanding.
Yes.
All right, Kevin, you're up.
We have it's still here. This the DVD, Led Zeppelin. It's just Led Zeppelin DVD. And the version of what the heck's the name of the song?
That we're talking about?
Babe, I'm gonna leave you.
I can't quit you, babe.
I can't quit you, babe. Yeah, it's on here with the audio, with the crowd noise and that before it's been stripped off.
But just to see the different camera angles, I thought that was like, wow, that was cool.
And the other song on there that they We're Gonna Groove. They did the same thing with We're Gonna Groove. Because he was trying to they needed a studio album, right, to get out of their contract. So he took Jimmy Page took 2 live songs and just stripped the audience crowd noise off of it. And said, yeah, that's studio. Don't worry about
it.
Harrison's disputing this as well, but I'm going with Mars and Sarah.
It's what we just reviewed them is what I read. So I don't know. Maybe everything's wrong. But
we'll put it to bed and let the viewers look this up on Wikipedia.
Sure.
Go for it.
What number are we on? 5?
Number 5.
Yeah.
Okay, my number 5 is from Presents. Get ready, Presents. It's the only song I like on Presents. It's really like Presents is a waste of time, except for Nobody's Fault But Mine. That's a great album.
Presents is a waste of time.
It is. It is.
It's like a 3-year gap between albums for Led Zeppelin, but for Kevin, it's just a waste of time.
Just get it out of here. It was like Led Zeppelin had 8 albums and Presents. Presents is
and the rest.
It's just disappointing because I love John Paul Jones, and he just kind of seemed to have checked out for that album. Apparently, he had a car accident just before they started recording, so he might not have been on his game,
maybe
on his A game for it. But I don't know. There's something about it. I know like some people say it's their heaviest album. It's their heavy metal album.
I think it is. Not heavy metal, but heaviest. Yes.
I don't know. I think their earlier stuff, like Dazed and Confused, or How Many More Times. To me, that's a heavier song than. But anyways,
2 different kinds of heavy.
Nobody's Fault But Mine. It's such an easy riff to play. Even I can play it. All you need is just put the phaser on there and go nuts. Yeah, like that swooshing. I think it's phaser. It's phaser or. Eddie Van Halen used to use it too. It would mix.
Jimmy Page uses it a lot on live versions of Kashmir.
Yeah. Anyways, it's a great song. It's fantastic. Love all the lyrics. Again, it's a blues ripoff song, but who cares? It's a good time.
And that was Presents.
Yes.
Eric Litwiller would like to give a shout out to the best Zeppelin that he knows, and that's Zeppelin, the dog, who I believe we lost him in 2020, or we lost him last year in 2019, but. Okay, so anyway, liner notes say sound rehearsal, but was actually I'm confused. Let's go to graph.
Liner notes say sound rehearsal, but actually it was a performance. Sorry for the mess.
Okay.
Look, and you know, Wikipedia can be changed on a dime, so it's not really an authoritative source, really. Yes,
Wikipedia is just.
So physical graffiti, Houses of the Holy, and In Through the Outdoor in a 5-way tie. Or a 3-way tie, sorry, with 5 votes each.
It's going to be a photo finish, though, either way here. That's good. Yeah.
I hope we don't have one of those really indecisive endings that's going to take like a month to decide who the winner is. And in that month, you tell me that you're the winner, but I won't admit that I'm the loser. I hope nothing like that happens here. My number 5 is the song that I changed. I did have Going to California, but I'm going with Tangerine because it's got that country vibe. I like Tangerine better, so I'm going to go with Tangerine from Zeppelin 3.
Perfect.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree with that move. They're both great songs, but yeah.
Well, you know my take.
Mark is right that Plant sang with a broken leg on Presents. He was actually in a wheelchair on Presents.
Oh, man.
Wow. So they were roughed up for that album, I guess.
His son had died, I believe.
Yeah.
He was in that accident in the desert, I think it was. They were in some kind of vehicle in the desert, and it rolled, and he broke his ankle.
And did he get a divorce or something?
There was something with his marriage at the same time. It was and they were tax exiles.
That's right.
Because in England, when you earn as much money as Led Zeppelin does, you end up paying 90%, something like that in tax. So they had to leave the country, and he couldn't go. They couldn't go back.
Oh, that's wild.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Over to you, Sarah, with now we're into the 4s.
Wow. All right. Over the hills and far away.
It's the second appearance of that song.
Yep.
I can't wait to see what the graph looks like for the songs.
Yes.
But we're gonna wait for that. I'm gonna save that. I think you guys good with saving that?
Sure.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. And that puts Houses into the lead ever momentarily.
Houses.
This is like that family where everybody in the family votes for a different party, and all of their votes cancel each other out.
Okay, wait, number 4?
Yeah.
Okay, so my number 4, get ready to add one to Led Zeppelin 2, because it is the best song on Led Zeppelin 2. It is What Is and What Should Never Be.
Love it. I'm glad somebody picked it.
That is
when seas spin, sail away, leave a day.
High in the sky.
great play with the stereo and the
Oh, it's great.
I wait for that. I mean, it doesn't matter. Like, I could be in the car, that song's playing on the radio, and you just wait for that part, and then you can leave the car. You know?
Oh yeah.
The quiet part is so cool though too, like Bonzo's soft touch on the cymbals.
Yeah. Oh, and
So
John Paul Jones' bass too. You can listen to that song and just follow along with his bass. It's a great song. And
times that John Paul Jones is one of the best bassists in rock. Period.
And if you want a good cover of that song, check out. I'm not a big fan of this band, but Train did a version of it on
They covered all
the Stern show.
They covered the whole album.
It was fantastic. Fantastic.
All right, well, let's take a look at the graph.
Albums. Yeah.
Who's this guy? What's his name?
Gibberish. I don't know.
Zeppelin 2 is getting more traction.
Yeah, making a late surge.
A late surge. I believe this fellow is my buddy from high school, Rob.
Oh, okay.
I have a hard time. I didn't know it was him for like the first 2 live streams. But then he started referencing my high school, so.
Okay. Well, Robert. Okay.
I guess it's me with my number 4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, just to confuse matters, it's not from Houses of the Holy.
Okay.
But it is Houses of the Holy. Physical Graffiti.
The song is called Houses of the Holy
But it's on Physical Graffiti.
Oh, okay.
Well, that song was recorded during the Houses of the Holy sessions.
Right.
But they left it off that album, and it made it onto Physical Graffiti.
Graffiti has stuff going back even further in the history, too.
Yeah, it does.
It kind of cleared the vaults a little bit on Graffiti.
Yeah.
But I picked it because that riff. So many bands ripped that off. So many bands ripped off just that groove.
Yeah, it's romantic. It's a romantic song. Can I take you to the movies? Can I take you to the show? Like it's so nice.
Can I love you ever truly? But then I love at the end when he just goes, "Baby, take me to the movie." I guess Robert Plant's son must have died on the Presence tour, which just taints that whole era even more.
Yeah.
Physical Graffiti would have been even better if it had been one disc and the filler had been cut. Don't agree, Harrison. I know Sarah said that in her review, but I don't agree. What would you cut? What would you cut?
Oh,
where
is it? I'll
Yeah, I actually did it. I actually did give all the songs that I would cut, and the only song I had to leave off.
I'll take your.
The only song I had to leave off that I regretted was The Rover.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
but and all those extra songs would have just made Coda better. Coda should have been a double.
Instead of 30, what is it? 33 minutes long or something?
Yeah, it's hardly anything.
Yeah, but isn't taking songs off Graffiti to put on Coda? Isn't that a bit like robbing Peter to pay Paul?
No, because Physical Graffiti would have been so much of a better album if it was like it would be my number one if they edited it down. But it's bloated and that kind of it drags in too many spots.
Yeah.
So you can make Quota drag. I don't care about that. But Physical Graffiti that deserves more. It deserves some editing. It deserves some trim.
Okay.
Deserves some trim.
Not that kind of trim. This is a family show.
Kevin,
Quit it. You did. It was her. She said it.
It's a good thing Deke's not around because you know what
it's her fault.
My fault. Okay, number 3.
Into the top 3, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, you ready for it?
Yeah.
When the Levee Breaks.
Yes.
Ooh.
Led Zeppelin 4.
Yeah. That's just an unstoppable song. It's literally like the flood.
Would it make it easier for you, Geoff, if I just tell you just to add that twice? Number 3 as well. Let's try to.
Number 3, yeah.
Yeah, no, that song is fantastic.
It should be on every list. Yeah.
Deke is a Coda fan.
Coda's fine. It's fine. It just I like Physical Graffiti more.
Harrison agrees with you.
Oh my goodness, the contrarian agrees with me.
And he's teasing something about March next year. I wonder if he's going to be doing Zeppelin in March next year or something.
That is some forward thinking. I don't know what I'm doing next week. So. Anyways, When the Levee Breaks. That's a fantastic song. That's a song where they put Bonham in the hallway, right?
Yeah, no, stairwell, and they put Mike Soloway going up the stairs.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
So the drums echo, and it's just such an.
It's all natural. It's not electronic.
Yeah, and you know how many times that's been sampled?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well, the Beasties, right? That's the most famous one is the Beastie Boys.
Yeah.
I think Tea Party did it too.
Well, it's that drum beat.
Maybe.
A drum beat was so unique, and it's a fantastic tune.
Yeah.
Uncle Meat thinks that When the Levee Breaks was the first ever Sausage Fest #1 19 years ago, but I don't think so. I think it was the wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald. Give me a second here. I'm going to find out because I think we have this information available.
Mike, let's see your spreadsheet. Come on, put it on.
I don't have a spreadsheet, but I do have the official history of Sausage Fest as relayed to me by Uncle Meat himself.
Well, he already corrected himself. He said it's year 2.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. All right.
Was Gordy year 1?
Edmund Fitzgerald?
Yes, that's the wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald by Gordon Lightfoot was the very first #1 Sausage Fest song. I knew he told me that information once. My number 3, and this is kind of when we get serious.
I know.
Go with Kashmir.
Kashmir?
Physical Graffiti.
Kashmir.
I mean, everybody likes Kashmir. I don't think you're going to find any Zeppelin fan that wouldn't put Kashmir on their Desert Island list. But, I think it's so important as a song to Zeppelin's overall history. Like, it just kind of defines the Led Zeppelin sound in my mind. To me, the Led Zeppelin sound is that world of the exotic stuff that they brought in on Kashmir, that the North African stuff and the orchestras, everything. To me, that's Led Zeppelin piling everything that they knew how to do into one song, in my opinion. Yeah. And I don't know what Harrison's being very, very enigmatic here. I think that might be in regards to his March tease.
Oh.
But Kashmir, Physical Graffiti. Why don't we take a look at the graph and see what it looks like now?
Sounds good. Just enter there. Albums. Oh. Sorry, where are we here? There we go. What do we got there?
Boom.
Physical Graffiti in the lead.
Oh.
Comeback kid.
And there's not much room now for making up time, Yeah. Eric Litwiller points out, oh, sorry, wrong comment. But hey, there you go. Kashmir's fine. The Dixie Dregs did a live cover of Kashmir on Bring 'Em Back Alive. Now, I don't have that album, and I didn't know that. So apparently I am adding the Dixie Dregs Bring 'Em Back Alive to my Christmas wish list.
Didn't Tool do a version of Kashmir too, or was that?
They did No Quarter.
No Quarter, okay.
Yes, and it's pretty cool. I got to get it on my computer. I haven't played it in a long time. It's on that weird box set thing that they did that I can't remember the title of. It was like a live CD, DVD box set thing. And Salival. And it was very limited. And I grabbed it mainly because it was getting hard to find. And I wanted that version of No Quarter. If Ridgemont High teaches you anything, you put cashmere on the car radios to steal the deal, to seal the deal with the chick. I haven't seen that movie.
Oh my!
Oh my God!
Fast Times at Ridgemont High is an '80s classic.
You got to,
and it is quite remarkable. Like we just watched it last month sometime. It's remarkable the music licensing that they got.
Oh.
Like they got everybody on there. It's crazy.
Well, I remember the soundtrack was a big deal, and I remember Sammy Hagar was on the soundtrack.
Yeah,
title track.
Yeah, no, you got to watch it. I mean, we've watched it a bajillion times, but we just watched it last month.
Is that the one with Sean Penn on the cover?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, but Sean Penn is like a slice of the movie. The movie is so much fun. Yeah. And you'll never listen to the cars moving in stereo the same way ever again.
Okay, I like that song. Is it going to ruin it?
No, it's going to make it so much better.
Ridgemont High had Oingo Boingo's Goodbye, Goodbye, too.
I believe you. I don't have it memorized, but yeah.
Oh yeah, Jackson Brown.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm in shit with Eric. Eric is much more of a movie aficionado than I am. Like he's kind of an encyclopedia when it comes to a lot of these movies. So I'm just going to hang my head. But we're into the number twos now.
Yeah. Oh my goodness, we're winding down.
Good timing too, because I if you can do a list show in an hour and a half, that's pretty good for us.
That ain't bad.
Well, are you ready for it?
Yeah.
This was really difficult. A very difficult decision for me.
Yes.
But I chose Traveling Riverside Blues.
Which is from Other.
Other. Right on.
Orange box set, recorded at the BBC Studios, 1969.
Yep. Right here.
Nice.
And like I mentioned earlier, it was one of the 2 music videos that they put out to promote the box set.
It's a great video, actually. I really like it.
I love the swamps.
Me too.
When I first saw that video, it just brought back imagery to me of the Mississippi Delta and what a Canadian kid might imagine it looked like, you know?
Exactly. I'm in love with that song. Like the blues, what's that? Like it was just Led Zeppelin to me, you know, when I heard it. Yeah,
for me too. I mean, we talked about that in your review a bit, but you know, it was my gateway into the blues. I never heard of Robert Johnson, never heard of Muddy Waters.
Nope.
Or any of those guys until Led Zeppelin came along. And then I started noticing it. I started noticing ZZ Top talking about these guys. And I was like, oh, so, you know, there's a whole network of music that I haven't heard, but I like the things that came from that music.
Right.
All right, Kevin, you're going to have to figure out which baby survives at this point.
Okay, well, my number 2.
Yep.
From Physical Graffiti.
Nice.
My favorite Led Zeppelin song, except for one other, it's number 2, is In My Time of Dying.
Second appearance for In My Time of Dying.
I love that song to pieces. There's just nothing wrong with it at all.
No.
I think it's 9 minutes and it just flies right by. The slide guitar, everything in it's just fantastic. And I used to be able to play it. I don't know if I still can, but yeah, it was good times.
I kind of want to get out my liner notes for the box set because I have a feeling that's where I read that they had feelings about that song. You know, most of my Led Zeppelin information came from that booklet from the Led Zeppelin box set.
Yeah.
I have a few books, Led Zeppelin books. And there's one that I'm thinking of right off the bat that I should flip through. It's been a long time. Like, we had them under our stairs for the longest time. And, you know, I've had these since I was a teenager. I've collected them. There's about 3 or 4. And I pulled them out. I haven't flipped through them recently, but I remember way back looking through, and it actually gives some context to some of these songs. Like you know, just give a little blurb on what they're about. So maybe I'll look through and see what they say.
I think I had or still have the same book. I can't remember what I still have and what I don't at this point, because some's in storage, some got donated. I think I had that.
I had Hammer of the Gods too for
Me
a spell, in a short paperback, and I think I got rid of it.
I was lucky. I found at a used bookstore would have been late 90s reissue of that book that had additional chapters added about Page and Plant and Coverdale Page. Yeah. So that was the version that I believe I still have. God knows what's in there.
What's in there?
I mean, I've got all that laundry, all those CDs, all those books. I have no idea. It's a mess. Anyway,
you need to organize.
Yeah, I need a carpenter to come in here and build me some shelving is what I need. Because all I have all my CDs are spread over 2 rooms. There's some of them.
So you don't have any of that like written down anywhere, like, because I like.
Oh my god!
For Sarah and I, like when we go out, we'll find stuff and like
it's all here.
I can't remember if I have it or not, you know. And it's happened a few times where we brought something home and it's like, oh man, we already have this CD or whatever. So I keep everything on a Google spreadsheet, so you can access it
for that.
out there, and you know, it saved us from buying stuff.
Doubles. Yeah. But my job, my professional life just pushes everything else out of my brain. So I have to. It's very helpful to have it in a spreadsheet because it's mush. It's mush for anything else, you know.
Well, the goal for 2020 was to have a carpenter come over here and design me some nice shelving so I could have everything alphabetized again. And 2020 happened. So
yeah,
maybe next year, maybe 2022. Until that happens, I'm gonna have to live with the situation I have.
Do what you can.
I'm gonna go with my number 2.
Perfect.
And we're getting into emotional territory here. These are the songs that really mean something to me, and All My Love has not been picked yet by anybody, and I don't know why. That song hit me, man. Like when I heard the Orange Box, and when that song closed the Orange Box after 4.5, 5 hours of listening to all of this incredible music, and then that song ends it all, and it just kind of fades off into the distance. I just kind of felt a huge loss of what Led Zeppelin might have been if they'd done a 1981 album, a 1982 album, whatever. And I think it's an incredible song. It's one of the 2 that Jimmy Page didn't have a writing credit on. And I don't care if it's sappy. I like it.
Beautiful.
He wrote it for his son, right? Yeah.
It's beautiful. Yeah. It just didn't hit me the same way as my
number 1
song. Yeah.
Mike, what album was that from?
Oh, sorry, that's from In Through the Outdoor.
In Through.
Yes. And that might be a good time to take a look at the updated graph because we've only got one more round. So at this point, we can maybe we can call some states for the winner.
Yeah. We're projecting a physical graffiti victory.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, predicting. Now, you know, here's the thing though. Is this a fair race or is it rigged? Because Physical Graffiti is the only double album, really. So we have to maybe think about whether this is even a fair race or if we should call it for another.
Fake news. Fake news.
You're just the lamestream media. Harrison picked All My Love, so thank you. She loves Bonham's drums on, I think they were talking about In My Time of Dying.
Yeah.
And Robert Daniels, he has so many soundtracks that he would go crazy if he didn't have a filing system.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not happy about this. It's not something I'm proud of, really. It's just the situation I'm in right now.
Well, it's just mostly just your collection too,
it's
right?
Entirely mine.
Yeah. See, like with Sarah and I, it's both of ours. So, you know,
like we came together and I had a collection, he had a collection. Luckily, we share some likeness.
Yeah.
Some differences too, but
Yeah.
Well, this is we're going into the final round here, which means we're essentially telling everybody our absolute favorite Led Zeppelin songs.
Yeah.
So, what will we see? What is going to happen? Are you guys ready for this? Because I kind of feel like there's an anticlimax going on here. I feel like I'm delaying a little bit here.
well, do you want me to tell you what my number one is?
I want to quickly read a comment here. Chris Sarr sends me questions sometimes in private that he doesn't post, and I don't know why, but he wants to know if we're paying Geoff.
It should be.
It's a volunteer gig, don't worry.
We're paying Geoff in love.
We should shout out his blog.
Yeah, you know what? Let's kill some time. Let's talk about Geoff's.
Before everybody
blog
signs
here.
off after we give the number one.
I'll put it up on the screen here real quick. Geoff's got a great blog, and my favorite feature of his blog is the trivia question of every week here. Share screen. There we go. There's Geoff's site. Can you see all that?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
My favorite part is the logo there as well.
The logo as made by. Dun dun dun.
Yeah.
And I love the. Oh, look at that! The standings.
Yeah, we can get into that.
LeBrain's number one.
Yeah.
LeBrain's number one.
And this fella here, and
No, that's
no,
not me.
that's not Kevin.
well, that's not you.
No, I'm further down.
Oh shoot!
Hey, I got 500 last week though.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, that's Geoff's awesome site, and everybody should go check him out, especially if you like charts and graphs and music. And
Well, Geoff
try
is
to
Geoff is reviewing the 1001 albums that are in the 1001
Yeah.
book. And what I like about Geoff's reviews is that sometimes you come away with having no clue if Geoff actually liked the album or not, but you know that he had a good time writing his blog post.
Oh yeah.
you know what? That is so true. That's so true.
That's all you need to know, is that he's having a good time.
That's
And he's
the
going back to the,
mission accomplished then.
You know, the keeping it positive with every single post, basically, you know.
Yeah.
And God knows we need some keeping it positive in 2020, and he's been doing it long before 2020 even came.
Thank you, folks. I appreciate that.
Yeah. Well,
I don't know.
I've been doing your logos for years now, and you and I have never actually spoken until today. About that.
Yeah. But again, and if you go to the site, check out all the previous years to see the Sarca logo evolution.
All of the whole series of them.
Yeah, and that game is fun. It's fun to play. Sarah and I play when we remember to play. We play every week, and we'll remind each other just with like, I got a 500.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I got to play that.
I'm sorry that my wife Jen hasn't been playing frequently this year because she's just starting to get into it. And well, I guess next year she can start from the ground floor and try to keep up. But she loves playing it too.
I'll try to put more vintage hockey trivia in there too. So.
Hey, you know what? As an aside, because we're all killing time here, maybe Geoff. I've always said that we should do a sports-oriented show at some point. Maybe you'd be down for that.
Yeah, of course.
Oh, there you go. I'm going to read some more comments because I'm killing time here. Lana maybe suggests that physical graffiti could be split up into sides. Maybe that's one way to break this current problem that we have. Robert Daniels is demanding a recount. But Robert, it doesn't matter unless you tweet it. It doesn't count.
In all caps too.
All caps.
Is anyone in the chat from Georgia?
Oh shoot! All right, well let's do it. Oh, and Chris is going to check out your site. There you go.
Oh, there you
Thank
go.
you.
Right. We got one over there. Mission accomplished.
Chris is more of a casual music fan, but maybe he'd be able to play along in your quiz. I mean, you make it pretty accessible because your clues are so, they draw from all parts of pop culture.
Yeah. Hopefully nobody leaves shut out because there's the word equations or that sort of thing. That.
Right. Okay, enough delaying. Sarah, this is it.
Go time.
What are you going out on?
That's the way.
Oh,
Really?
yes!
Yes.
Brilliant.
So
Brilliant. From Zeppelin 3.
yeah.
Zeppelin 3? Okay.
So I've always loved this song forever and ever. I love the acoustic. I love the emotion. I love the message.
Yep.
Being able to listen to it with headphones on, with really nice cans on your ears, you can hear that there's a difference between. I just love the stereo.
Yes.
It's very ambient. And when I was trying to decide which I would put in the 1 and 2 spots, originally for this list, Traveling Riverside Blues was number 1. And I decided today that I was going to listen to it again. And I was at my desk and I listened to Traveling Riverside Blues and I'm jamming away. I thought it was awesome, singing along. And then I turned to That's the Way. And all of a sudden, I don't know what happened, but outside, like I face out to a window out in the street. These birds just came flying around. One like landed on the land, like right on the sill of the window. And there's just all this activity outside. The sun just came out briefly. And I was like, I just had an emotional experience. And I'm like, this is the song. This is it. This is the song for me. Like it really hits you.
And for those who don't know, That's the Way it has kind of an environmental message.
Yeah. Yeah. And growing up and having friends that you no longer see. And, you know, like, what did mama say to me? You know, that kind of stuff. So, yeah, that was
intense.
Yeah. Yeah. I had a very intense experience. So maybe decide number 1. That was it.
I think we're gonna decline this one here.
Yeah. Don't listen to Bill.
No.
Yeah. Thanks, Bill.
Fake news. Oh, right. The network said it. The network said it. Oh. All right, Kevin, you got a lot to live up to there, man.
Yeah, how am I going to follow that up?
You can't.
I shouldn't have changed spots ever since I changed spots. Oh, well, there you go.
Thanks, Lana.
Yeah.
Is it Lana or Lana? Can you tell us, Lana? Is it Lana A or Lana B? A or B?
Pronunciation is important.
Yeah.
I'm all about that.
Yeah, well, believe me, I know.
Well, how's she gonna tell us in the chat?
She could Lana
is A or Lana is B. So she just has to say
Lan as in land or lawn as in lawn.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I would just type Lana. It's pronounced Lana just to mess with you guys.
You would.
Okay, my number one is not
Lana.
Lana.
Okay, Lana. Okay,
there you go. It's not as emotional as Sarah's, but it's the very first song I learned. Well, very first Led Zeppelin song I learned to play on the guitar, and it has a very, nice mellow intro, and then it gets nice and groovy all the way through to the end. Oh, and by the way, Mike, the reason why All My Love didn't make it on my list is because I only chose one song from each album because I was having a real tough time narrowing it down. So that's why I just went with just one song.
It's the opposite of rigging the election.
By the way, your song better have doves, according to Bill.
Doves?
Doves.
Oh, yes, there's a comment here. You better have doves in your story.
Actually, no. When I listened to this song, a couple of raccoons knocked over my trash can, and I got really pissed at them.
The opposite.
Then I ran over a squirrel, and I polluted. I just did some extra pollution. Just for that.
Wow.
My song. I didn't do any of that. My song is Over the Hills and Far Away.
Wow.
That's my number one song of all time.
I'm curious what we're going to see when we go to the song graph now, because that song's been picked a lot.
So, yeah, I could have picked a whole bunch of songs from Houses of the Holy, because that's my favorite album. And I just had to just say I'm just going to pick one from each album, because it would have been too much to try to figure out which is which.
It's very difficult.
Yeah. Like for Van Halen, it was just kind of like a different thing. Like Women and Children First, like that meant a lot to me, that album. So I just picked stuff on there. Raccoons making sweet love on the windowsill. No, Bill, they weren't. They were eating the trash in the trash can.
They better not have been in our attic before they did that.
Oh man, I remember that. That was not good.
Nope.
We had it. We had a raccoon in the attic once.
Oh,
yeah. I hate raccoons. I hate them. I know people like them. They think they look cute and that, but they are a menace.
$600 later.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay.
Well, I've heard people call them garbage pandas.
Yeah, that's right.
Ricky from Trailer Park Boys calls them rakins. And I think he also calls them those beaky things that look like cats.
Yeah, well, those are all accurate descriptions.
And all I can think of is, like Forrest Gump said, why would you want to go to school with raccoons? I don't know. Like Forrest Gump couldn't figure that out either.
Yeah.
Okay, I guess this is it.
Yeah.
I'm going with Sarah's former number one, which is the very first, well, not the very first Zeppelin song I ever heard. That would have been Dazed and Confused. But the song that got me into Zeppelin, which was Traveling Riverside Blues from Other.
Oh, awesome.
It was the slide guitar.
It is.
I've never heard anything like that before.
That beginning, that intro is just like, it's just, and it crescendo.
Yeah.
It's awesome. I love that song.
It's brilliant. It's brilliant.
Gives you chills.
And what's more potent than the very first song that got you into a band, right?
Oh.
I like to tell this story quite often, but at that moment that I got into Zeppelin, that video was in rotation on Much Music, and they used to have a TV show on Friday nights or maybe Saturday nights called Combat Day Clip.
Oh yes.
Combat.
And New Kids on the Block were like 9 weeks into a heavy rain, and I believe it was the song Tonight, probably by New Kids on the Block. It would have been from their Step by Step album.
Wow, you know a lot about New Kids. You know a lot about New Kids.
Yeah, I'm afraid so. I can tell you everything you need to know about New Kids. But anyway, I was getting pretty damn sick of New Kids, and I thought it was so poetic that it was Traveling Riverside Blues by Led Zeppelin that finally knocked the New Kids off the block. And, the fact that it was this classic band, and it just made me love Zeppelin even more and love Traveling Riverside Blues even more. Now, the coda to this story is that the following week, Led Zeppelin were knocked off the block by Bart Simpson.
Bartman?
It was either Bartman or the second one, which was what was the second single on that album? I can't remember. I think it was the second single. I'm going to look up the Simpsons Sing the Blues and tell you what the second single was.
My God.
That wasn't it.
Sing the Blues. The second single was Deep, Deep Trouble.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Oh, written by DJ Jazzy Geoff.
Oh,
Hey, they're bringing that show back, eh?
Parents just don't understand.
They're bringing the Fresh Prince back.
Are they?
Yeah. I don't know if it's like an actual episode of the show, but I think it's like a reunion show.
Oh, okay.
So
You guys don't like that show, eh? One of you doesn't.
I
care
like
much for it, eh? You like it, Geoff?
yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay. It was you, Mike, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wasn't a fan.
Wasn't a fan. No,
All right,
I
Geoff.
enjoyed it.
This is it. This is the final. We have to call this election.
Nice. If I've looked like I was intensely focusing, I've been frantically throwing together a Venn diagram.
And it's not easy
A
because
Venn
people are
diagram.
I left, right, and center to stop the count, start the count, throw out the count. So,
But we've got the album count is ready to roll here.
all right,
And,
let's take a look now.
drum roll.
We have a winner. It's Physical Graffiti.
Graffiti. Just eking out Houses of the Holy.
Yeah.
And that's with the Houses of the Holy song on Physical Graffiti.
Yes.
That was the deciding vote.
Interesting. Yeah.
It's like the Hanging Chad.
Yeah. And then bronze medals to Led Zeppelin 4 and In Through the Outdoor.
And surprising, I'm kind of surprised we're seeing so little from Led Zeppelin 1 and Led Zeppelin 2, but
Yeah.
wow, that's an interesting chart. Well, can we see the songs?
Yes, I wasn't able to finish the songs though. In terms of the
We can kill time. We can kill time.
I can show you I'll call up the Venn diagram here. Let's see if I can get
Sure.
Believe me, we can kill time.
Yes. Can you see the Google Slides here?
We're looking at it, are we not? Oh, slides.
Yeah, so where it's like the PowerPoint equivalent in Google.
No.
Okay. All right, I'll see if I can find a way to get that that going.
You have to share your whole computer, I think.
Okay. Let's take a look here. I'll get a PNG even and just put it in the thing.
Just clear that browser history first.
I'll just remove this in the meantime. And then when he's ready to go, we'll put it back. But you know, I'm kind of thinking maybe we should have graphed how many songs from the Orange Box were picked tonight between the two of us too.
Oh, I know.
That one has such a huge impact on my own personal favorite.
Big time.
Yeah. Too bad Kevin didn't have the Orange Box. He's not in the party.
Sorry.
No, it's just amazing that you and I got it the same time.
Yeah.
Same Christmas. That that's really cool.
Let's just answer some questions here. We did have Since I've Been Loving You, but it was the version from The Song Remains the Same. And Harrison is very, very happy the Physical Graffiti won. But I'm saying that that's a hoax because it's a double album.
Yeah.
How's Geoff's house so quiet?
That's a question from Deke.
Oh yeah, top marks to Wendy. She's got the kids upstairs.
Wow.
If they were in the basement too, it'd be a circus down here.
I'm going to say thanks, Wendy, for lending us Geoff for an evening. I really appreciate it.
And thank you, Disney Plus or whatever's keeping them.
Yeah. There you go, Deke. There you go. That's the secret. It's Wendy.
Yes.
What's this chart here?
Okay. So it should be.
Oh my goodness.
So this looks like where you guys can see the Venn there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect. So just a couple last minute changes where Over the Hills and Traveling became the United. All three chose that one.
Wow.
So, and I was pleased that you guys did a great job of like filling in each section of the diagram. Like Sarah and Mike had some overlap. Mike and Kevin had some overlap. Sarah and Kevin had some overlap.
Mm-hmm.
This is really cool.
Effort. Yeah.
Wow. And then we all have our unique songs too.
That's right.
Wow.
But it's the ones that are in the common areas that I'm really interested in. So you guys both had Levy. You both had Time of Dying.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool.
Wow.
I'm that's wild.
And I think a lot of those ones that were shared were near the top of the lists too. Like they were your number 3s and 2s and 1s. And so not only were they overlap, but they were also like very important ones for each, which is kind of neat.
Well, I don't know about you, but I, for one, feel that the graphing has added an entire dimension to these lists.
You're hired.
I passed the audition.
Yeah. It's only Deke's got to take off. Well,
Bye, Deke.
he caught the main event, so
Yeah, he just wanted to see the graphs. That's all he cared about.
Lana wants to see us do a Metallica list.
Oh, okay.
I guess that could happen. Sky's the limit.
Honestly, I have to bone up on my Metallica a little bit.
That's fine.
Yeah. Well, and we don't have all the Metallica. We have there's holes in my collection that I'm probably never going to fill.
Yeah, but you know what? When we did the Van Halen lists, Aaron didn't own all the Van Halen albums. He didn't have Van Halen 3. So he just went with what he.
I didn't have Van Halen 3 either, so yeah, that's true.
Meanwhile, I included songs from Van Halen 3.
Yeah.
So did Derek Courtpeter. He did too.
Yeah.
Well, there's somebody said the hip. There's a chance to do the hip.
We could do the hip.
Actually.
I would love to get Geoff involved with an actual list. Put him on double duty. Make him list.
Oh my god!
The hip I could do. The hip I could do.
I keep losing all the stuff that I put down. There we go. But as I mentioned earlier, next week's show will not be a list. We will be talking to this guy right here, Brent Jen.
Oh, fantastic!
I'm really looking forward to talking to him. Deke is going to be sort of taking the driver's seat for that show because he's been talking to Brent for years. And apparently we're going to be discussing songs that make our skin tingle. Yes. So the way I see that is goosebumps, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
So he wants me to write down 5 songs that make my skin tingle. So that's my challenge for next week.
Is it tingle or vibrate?
Oh, sorry, vibrate. Yes, it's right there on the shirt. Just that I was looking at. Yeah. So again, I see that as like goosebumps. The song
that's what he says all the time. Yeah.
And I do have a few of those, and I'm sure you guys all do too.
For sure.
I think we talked about some of them today.
Yeah, I did. All My Love would be my Zeppelin tingle or vibrate. Yeah,
That's the way. That would be mine.
there you go.
Traveling Riverside Blues. Actually, that slide guitar is just. Woo.
Darlene would be mine.
Fantastic.
Darlene makes everything tingle on me.
Does it?
Yeah.
Darlene
Darlene.
makes me tingle.
And the song too.
Nobody picked Poor Tom.
Poor
Yeah.
Tom.
Poor Tom's not bad.
Yeah, like it's okay, but it doesn't have the same effect to me.
I mean, we're talking top
Yeah.
11 here, you know. It's Poor Tom.
And if we're talking about songs that I left off the list, the honorable mentions goes down to 12 songs. So like
Longer than the actual list.
Hat off to Roy Harper. Night Light could have been on one of mine.
10 Years Gone. Out on the Tiles.
Yeah.
The Ocean.
Southbound Soiree.
Walter's Walk.
Yeah.
Ramble On for me.
Yeah, I almost put Ramble on. Gallows Pole.
Gallows Pole.
Nobody picked Four Sticks, but that's kind of an odd one on Led Zeppelin 4. It's kind of like the lost track.
And,
it's good. I like it too.
And no one did pick Stairway to Heaven.
Nobody,
It was denied.
But we actually will not ever find that confounded bridge now.
The Crunch. That's another one. Yeah. Well, Stairway. We all know Stairway.
Yeah.
It's like played at every gymnasium dance. It's on the radio all the time. I mean, when Led Zeppelin were honored, the Kennedy Center honors, they did Stairway to Heaven.
Yeah.
Like it's everywhere. I think, it's kind of a product of its own success or, whatever. Like we've just heard it so much and it's sort of not having the same effect.
No,
I guess I don't know.
It never I would never put it in the top. Like I never really cared for that song too much.
And they played it at dances, but isn't it true? Like it's an awkward thing to dance to.
Yeah.
For 8 minutes.
I think the idea was that it was cool and it was a long song too, right? So it made the dance.
DJ could go take a bathroom break and
But you just had to choose your dance partner wisely because that's a commitment there with.
That's true. Yeah. That's true. But there are other Led Zeppelin songs that you guys could, like that are long and that you can.
Kelly, you like to comment on this?
What's the Bon Jovi list show?
I would not be able to attend that because I like the one song that's in Spaceballs. What is it? Raise Your Hands.
Raise your hands.
Yeah, that's it. That's my jump. I can't.
Lana wants, as long as Geoff does the list, apparently you've got a band club here, and you've got Spotify here, songs that you don't have. And big cheers to Geoff.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Thank you, folks.
That was really fun. That added a whole new dimension to the show.
Yeah, it's great.
Well, thank you so much, guys, for being on tonight. I got to watch The Mandalorian.
Nice. Thank you, Disney Plus again.
Thank you, Disney Plus.
Disney Plus is getting you out of this situation.
Yeah. Disney Plus just dinged me with a rebill, so I better go watch The Mandalorian and make it worthwhile. What are you guys up to tonight?
What time is it?
It's almost 9.
Bed.
Yeah.
Been up since 5.
You guys do those early wake ups.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kevin, you gotta get your rest for tomorrow. You got 2 shows tomorrow.
2 shows tomorrow. Yeah, it'll be fun.
I have a fish.
What do you got? You got 3 kids, so
if all goes according to plan, they're in bed, and then Wendy and I'll probably watch a show of some sort. But hopefully, it's sounding pretty quiet, so I'm optimistic.
That's good.
I think Scott Peddle is just catching up. Trampled Underfoot was on nobody's list.
No.
In My Time of Dying and Traveling Riverside Blues, both good showings for both songs.
For sure.
Geoff, maybe as a favor, would you be able to send me your graph, and maybe I can add some visuals when I post this?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Awesome. Well, again, thank you so much, guys. Thanks for appearing. We'll definitely have to gather together in the future. The graphs were a popular thing, so we're gonna have to ask Wendy if Geoff can be free again. But again, thank you so much. Let's go rock and roll, and Mandalorian. Let's watch the Mandalorian. This is the way I have spoken.
Thanks for having us.
That was good time. Good time.
I guess until next time.
Take care, guys. Bye.
Nice meeting you.
Yeah, so you do.